This is Top 30. Coming up, a warning for parents about the latest viral challenge, what one airline is doing to solve the pilot shortage. And we all love the Brady Bunch. Now their iconic house is up for sale. Welcome to the show. I'm Kristen Smith. Here are 30 things you need to know today. We'll start with an important warning for drivers. Ford has recalled over 500,000 vehicles because they may roll away after being put in park. The recall is for certain 2013 to 2016 Fusion sedans and select 2013 to 2014 Escape crossovers. Ford says that's about 550,000 cars. Over 500,000 are in the U.S., and the rest are split between Canada and Mexico. The issue is a part that connects a cable running from the car's transmission to the shift lever. The piece can detach from the transmission. If that happens, the car could be in a different gear than what the driver selected. Ford says drivers could be able to put the shifter in park and take out the key with no warning sound, but the car might still be in gear. In that case, it could move unexpectedly. The car maker says it's not aware of any accidents or injuries to date. Ford says owners should take their cars to a dealer where the part will be replaced free of charge. Nearly 150 survivors of Dr. Larry Nassar's sexual abuse took the stage at the ESPY Awards to accept the Arthur Ashe Courage Award. It was arguably the most emotional and powerful moment of the show. The women described their experiences and what it felt like being ignored or not believed when they reported the abuse. While the iconic Brady Bunch house is up for sale for the first time in almost 50 years, with a listing price of $1.885 million. A time capsule of the early 70s, it's described as the second most photographed house in the United States after the White House, with an estimated 30 to 50 fans still stopping by the home every single day. And finally, watch as this sign language interpreter steals the show at this Slayer thrash metal concert in Texas. Well, I have no idea what they were saying, but whatever it was, she conveyed it in the most enthusiastic way. Now let's go to the floor of the New York Stock Exchange for our Fox Business Minute with Nicole Petalides. Nicole, McDonald's made a huge announcement about a giveaway.
That's right, Kristen. McDonald's is giving away free fries every Friday for the rest of the year. And if you're feeling thirsty, free soft drinks on Tuesdays and Thursdays, all with a minimum $1 purchase. Orders must be placed through the McDonald's app. This as pricing wars among fast food chains heats up. Netflix is creating a comedy radio channel with SiriusXM scheduled to launch early next year. And Bruce Springsteen's one-man show is headed to Netflix. The premiere is set for December 15th, the same day that Springsteen on Broadway ends its run at the Walter Kerr Theater. Prime Day wasn't just a hit for Amazon. Target reporting its best online sales day this year, thanks to that. And Graco brand's baby products and Dyson vacuums were among the best sellers.
I understand Amazon also did some big business.
Well, it sure did. Amazon said it was the biggest sales day ever. And although it didn't release official numbers, analysts think the figure could be around $3 billion.
Wow, that's huge. Thanks, Nicole. Earlier this year, a popular social media challenge among teenagers was the Tide Pod Challenge. Teens film themselves biting into Tide Pods, which of course are filled with dangerous chemicals. The latest is called the Zoom Challenge, and parents are concerned this stunt could lead to head injuries. It's inspired by rapper Lil Yachty's song Mickey, and one of the lyrics goes like this.
Trapping out the back street, running through the patch like a trap meet.
And the challenge is to make it look like you're zooming out of the video frame. Here's how it goes. Teens sit on the ground with their legs stretched out in front of them, acting like they're driving a car. And when Lil Yachty says zoom, a friend who's off screen pulls their legs so it looks like they're zooming away in a car. But the movement is so fast, many kids have been getting whiplash and hitting their heads on the ground. So parents, if you see your kids trying this, remind them it's not worth getting hurt for a few likes on social media. Welcome back to Top 30. A day of relaxing on the beach ended with a trip to the hospital for a tourist visiting the Jersey Shore. A strong gust of wind sent an umbrella flying, and it impaled a 67-year-old woman from England. Witnesses say the stake went entirely through her right ankle. Fire crews had to use a bolt cutter to dislodge the umbrella before they could put her in an ambulance. She's now in good condition and released a statement saying it was just an accident. Safety experts say you can take steps to avoid a similar accident. Make sure to keep the umbrella in place with a specialized umbrella anchor or a heavy item like a sandbag. Get an umbrella with vents. This will help the wind pass right through it and prevent it from flying away. And be aware of the wind. If it's too windy, don't put an umbrella up. If you do, tilt it into the wind. Take these steps and your umbrella will give you the shade you need and be less likely to blow away and hurt someone. Since 2012, Jay-Z has brought his Made in America festival to Philadelphia every Labor Day weekend. Huge names like Beyonce, Rihanna, Pearl Jam, and Drake have all headlined the festival. But could this year be the last? Mike Jarek from Fox 29 in Philly joins us to talk about it. Hi, Mike.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj is the headliner this year. This will be the 7th year that we have this huge party on the iconic Ben Franklin Parkway in front of the Philadelphia Museum of Art. Yes, the Rocky Steps. But now there's word the city of Philadelphia may not be so welcoming when it comes to Jay-Z's concert.
There's some operational difficulties on the Parkway because of how long it takes to kind of set up and take down.
Now, the decision is not 100%. The city is talking about moving it from the Parkway to another venue in the Philadelphia area, but it still brings up the same economic issues, the cleanup and all of that, you know, money from taxpayers.
So, Mike, what other acts are going to be at the festival this year?
Oh, I mentioned Nicki Minaj, but also Post Malone's going to be there, and Philadelphia's own Meek Mill.
It sounds like an amazing event, and hopefully it stays in Philly. Thanks, Mike. Well, here's a cool story. Walter Carr's car broke down just before his first day on the job with Bellhop's Moving Company. So after just 4 hours of sleep, he set off on foot at midnight on a 20-mile walk to his job site. About 14 miles into his journey from Homewood, Alabama, he stopped to rest his legs, and 3 Pelham police officers took notice and took him to breakfast. A 4th officer then drove Carr to the home of Jenny Lammy, the family his company would be helping to move that day. Lammy was so struck by Carr's grit and determination that she shared his story on Facebook, a post that eventually caught the eye of the Bellhop CEO, Luke Marklin. Walter is incredible, and what he did is incredible, Marklin said. It's everything our company stands for. Marklin drove from his home in Tennessee to meet with Carr in person and surprised the young man by giving him the keys to the Ford Escape SUV he'd driven there. Carr said he's grateful for the generosity, and he's happy his story has touched other people. Top 30, we'll be right back. Welcome back. For many people, the margarita is the official drink of summer. But what's the best margarita recipe? Paige Failing from Fox 46 Charlotte says she has the answer. Hey, Paige.
Oof, Kristen, it was a tough job doing this research, but you know what? Somebody's got to drink it. I have done a lot of research on this topic, and the mixologists have come up with many marvelous margaritas, as many of you know. You got the fruit varieties, right? You know, if you want to get adventurous, maybe a strawberry marg. You got peach, pineapple, pomegranate, perhaps, for the exotic among us. I've even seen things like basil, cucumber. Some people add a splash of OJ in there, maybe a little triple sec or Cointreau to finish it off. But I have got the one best, simplest recipe that is sure to be a crowd pleaser for your people. Are you ready? Number 1 can of frozen limeade. Number 2, fill that can with tequila. I know that's a lot. Number 3, fill the can with ice. Then you add 1 can of light beer, blend it, coat your edge with salt, and enjoy. Just be careful though, if you serve these up, you can't always taste the tequila, so you might want to serve them with a side of Advil if you think that the irresistible concoction here could lead to too many margaritas. If there even is such a thing, Kristen, which I don't know about you, I don't really think there is.
Yeah, it's just like pizza and potato chips. You can never have just one. Thanks, Paige. Well, the country's second largest airline is taking a unique step to try and solve the looming pilot shortage facing the company. Delta plans to hire 8,000 pilots over the next 10 years, and company leaders are encouraging flight attendants, ticketing agents, and other employees to move to the cockpit. As an incentive, Delta is offering workers the chance to take leave from their normal job with the company and attend flight school. One of the biggest barriers to becoming a pilot is time. It takes 1,500 hours of flight experience to become a passenger airline pilot. The training can also be very expensive, so Delta is considering a financing program as another way to encourage employees to consider becoming pilots. Delta also announced plans to interview aviation students and make them a qualified job offer to become a pilot under an accelerated timeline. More people are flying and more pilots are retiring, so expect more airlines to come up with similar strategies to get people into the cockpit. Dermatologists say exfoliation can trick our skin into looking younger, which is why we've got today's Top 30 steal, a Spin for Perfect Skin face and body cleansing system at a special 81% discount. This luxurious tool gently massages away dirt, oil, makeup, and dead skin cells, leaving behind radiant skin from head to toe. It's like having a portable spa. The battery-powered handle is water-resistant, so you can take it in the shower with you, and it comes with 3 different brushes. The Daily Cleansing Facial Brush is designed to remove the outermost layers of debris and keep your skin clear. The exfoliating facial brush can get rid of dead skin cells and allow for maximum product absorption. And the body brush is designed to cleanse bigger areas like your arms and legs. It's much more effective than using a washcloth, and it leaves your skin feeling smooth and clean. The Spin for Perfect Skin face and body cleansing system retails for $100, but today you can buy it for just $19. That's an 81% discount, and you can get this right now at morningsave.com while they last. Top 30, we'll be right back. In today's Hometown Stories from Fox 10 Phoenix, with veteran suicide, PTSD, and traumatic injuries serving as major challenges for vets returning from duty, the Wounded Warriors Project in Phoenix is providing a unique 90-day exercise program to help its female veterans recover. The project looks to bring together female vets in the Phoenix area with the goal of getting them back on their feet, both physically and mentally. The program is a safe place for healing and a space to discuss issues that no one else could really understand.
Makes all the difference in the world because we can relate to each other.
In our next story from Fox 4 Dallas, homeless kids in the Dallas area don't often get to participate in extracurricular activities, but this summer, volunteers at Lovers Lane United Methodist Church are looking to change that. Rainbow Days Camp Bravo is a 2-week-long camp that gives kids the chance to take part in theater, music, art, and cooking classes, giving them a chance to discover their passion and, more importantly, just have some fun. In our final story from Fox 13 Tampa Bay, the organization Ryan's Cases for Smiles has been cheering up sick kids in Tampa for 11 years by hand-delivering more than 1 million pillowcases to local hospitals. The group's goal is simple: bring joy by giving the kids something different than the usual hospital wipe and providing them with just a little touch of home.
If we can make kids feel better, then they'll heal better.
Proving that just one smile can do so much. Welcome back. A new UPS program says it will help keep New Yorkers from missing deliveries, and it could be going nationwide. The carrier has started a program that lets it deliver packages to buildings, even when you're not home. It began in Manhattan earlier this year. Now it's expanded to Brooklyn. The program works with buildings that have smart locks made by Latch. Drivers are given unique access codes on a handheld device. That code lets them enter the apartment building where they can leave the package. Latch tracks each time the building is unlocked, and all non-residents are recorded on video. The system lets more companies compete with Amazon, which launched its key home delivery earlier this year. Unlike Amazon, UPS drivers don't enter individual apartments, but since most New Yorkers live in multi-unit buildings, the carrier hopes it will cut down on those yellow delivery slips. The CEO of Latch said, "We believe that smart access can fundamentally change the way people live in urban environments." UPS says the service could expand to other cities in the U.S. And now to a story that is out of this world. The universe is expanding. Astronomers at the Carnegie Institution have discovered 12 previously undetected moons orbiting Jupiter. Their original search was for distant planets and space objects at the edge of our solar system. But when Jupiter appeared in the same field of vision, astronomers were able to conduct 2 searches at once. Of the 12 newly discovered moons, each no bigger than 2 miles across, 9 were found in an outer cluster orbiting in retrograde, or in the opposite direction of Jupiter's rotation. 2 more moons, these closer to Jupiter, have prograde orbits, meaning they go in the same direction as Jupiter's spin. The 12th moon is a different story. While it's found in the outer cluster, it orbits like one of the inner moons. Astronomers believe the oddball moon's orbit could lead to a head-on collision, which would likely cause Jupiter's new 79th moon to quickly break apart. All things considered, I don't think this will affect your horoscope. Well, Canada's eating habits have changed dramatically over the last 50 years, and experts say it's an indirect indicator of consumer trends. According to data, Canadians are eating less beef and drinking less milk and soda. There's a shift away from sugar, and the country's main source of carbs has shifted from potatoes to items with flour-based carbs. Nutrition professor Malik Batal says it shows how much the Canadian meal has changed. A typical meal was meat and potatoes. With the changing cultural makeup of Canada, this might have evolved to pasta. By 2000, chicken and turkey took the lead as the most consumed meat in Canada, taking the spot from beef, which had led the way for at least 40 years. Vegetables seem to be the only food category that hasn't changed much in the last 50 years, with staples like carrots, lettuce, onion, and tomatoes continuing to dominate. Changing demographics in Canada, like a large immigration from Asia and health concerns and fads, are all thought to have contributed to the country's change in eating habits, which makes sense. They say diamonds are forever, but the marriage might not be. And a new study says the more you spend on an engagement ring, the more likely you are to get divorced. Researchers from Emory University and the National University of Singapore surveyed more than 3,000 Americans. They found men who spent between $2,000 and $4,000 on an engagement ring had a higher rate of divorce than men who spent between $500 and $2,000. They also found people who spent less than $500 were also more likely to get divorced. So it looks like spending between $500 and $2,000 is the sweet spot for marital bliss. Researchers say there are many reasons why spending more on a fancy engagement ring and lavish wedding could actually lead to discord. For example, the couple might spend more time planning the wedding than with each other, or dig themselves into debt. So while the diamond industry would like you to believe otherwise, when it comes to engagement rings, less might be more. Top 30, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Thousands of kids across the country are in summer camp, and it can be a challenge for parents to know what their kids are doing every day. But now at least 100 different camps are using a facial recognition company called Waldo Photos to keep parents connected. Parents can upload a picture of their kid to the company's website, and it gets stored in their database. When the camp uploads photos of kids doing activities, Waldo's facial recognition software scans the pictures and then automatically texts the copy to their parents. Some who use the service say they previously had to search through hundreds of pictures on the camp's Facebook page to try to find pictures of their kid. Critics, of course, warn of privacy concerns with the process, but Waldo says parents have the option of signing up and submitting pictures. So now as kids rough it at camp, their parents can watch it all unfold from the comfort of their phone. Renting can feel like you're just throwing away money, but it's no easy feat to save for a mortgage. Real estate database Zillow took a look at the nation's average renter and figured out just how long it would take them to save the 20% needed for a down payment on a home. The results are shocking. For the sake of the study, Zillow went with the average national median income of $56,784. At that salary, saving 20% every year, it would take nearly 6.5 years to have the down payment on an average $216,000 home. And while it might take you less time to save for a smaller down payment, that usually leads to an increase in borrowers' costs and extra fees, which ultimately leads to a larger monthly payment. Of course, the cost of living plays a role too. Someone earning the annual average salary would take 36 years of saving before they could afford a home in San Jose, California. Even smaller towns like Denver or Portland can take a renter more than 10 years to save up for. I can see why more adult children are living with their parents. Dr. Pohl is an unpredictable vet who has a unique way of treating his animals and interacting with their owners. This week, a dog owner wants to know if her pet's leg is broken. Here's a preview in today's Nat Geo Minute.
You stretch the hind legs and the hocks are the same distance from the butt, then you know that there is not a leg out of place. Oh, wait a minute, it's not broke. Nothing is out of place, they're the same length, and it's not even swollen. Lucky you. When it's not broke, don't fix it.
Watch a new episode of Dr. Pohl Saturday at 10/9 Central on Nat Geo Wild. Top 30, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Top 30. Scientists have uncovered a link between looking at devices and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Researchers at several California schools found that teens who spent more time looking at smartphone and computer screens are more likely to develop symptoms of ADHD. The team followed a group of high school students. At the beginning, none had signs of attention disorders. 2 years later, the students who reported more use of digital media were 10% more likely to have symptoms of ADHD. Those included problems with organization, finishing work, concentrating, and sitting still. The teens completed regular surveys about their use of activities like texting, social media, and streaming videos and music. The study's lead author said this study raises new concerns whether digital media technologies may be putting a new generation of youth at risk for ADHD. Other reports have found about 95% of teens own or have access to smartphones. About half of them say they're online almost constantly. And that's it for today's show. Here's what's coming up on the next Top 30. Why financial experts say it may cost more to buy everything on your shopping list. Plus, we talked to a fashion expert about the do's and don'ts of looking cool when the weather gets warm. And this little girl thought she'd never see her favorite bunny again. Then something amazing happened. You can also listen to today's biggest stories on the Top 30 podcast. We'll see you next time here on Top 30.